Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the 195th segment of Being Inspired with Buzopat Life-Changing Reality Tonic. I remain Honorable Ambassador Buzopat Osiwe, and like always, here is where we embrace our truth that leads to our freedom. This truth we're talking about is not something one person is in charge of. It's just about talking about things the way we understand it, believing that you can take one or two things from it to decide what you want to do with yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Be Inspired with Buzopat. Whenever you come across the channel, through any means, through anywhere, like, share, drop your comment and click on the notification button so that you will know when next this video drops. Today, I'll be talking on this topic, misled philosophy or misleading philosophy, however we want to say it. I'm actually not here today for too much explanation, but just to tell us to be careful what we listen to, who we sit down to watch, who we talk to avoid allowing allowing brain damaging doctrines that could lead one astray into troubled waters. A lot of informations that are popular and noisy are coming from wicked altars these days. And somebody needs to talk about it. Somebody needs to say it. A lot of doctrines, a lot of orientations, a lot of informations. And in this internet age, there are many misleading philosophies, doctrines that are emanating from selfishness and greed of people. And without grace, it is very easy to drift away because there are so many teachers and preachers with wrong doctrine that are contaminating brains and souls on per second billing every single day. And sitting down to watch these things, and a lot of people too that are rooted in these traditional philosophies that especially men can't cry, men don't show emotions, men don't do this. Men take decisions, men don't ask, men don't explain to anybody, men are men, all this kind of thing. There are people that actually have these orientations, and it's causing a whole lot of problems in their lives and in the things that they do. And while talking about this, I remember a case of one woman whose husband does business in Cameroon. Yeah. While she is a mother of 7, while she does business in a village in Delta State, one village like that in Delta State, she wasn't just a hustler, I think she sells fish or something. She wasn't just a hustler. Her family farms on her as well, some people can have this kind of strong appearance externally, but internally they are very fragile. This woman, hustled to the extent that her stress level became, went overboard. And she started noticing a lot of hormonal changes, different things, she gets dizzy at will, different kind of sicknesses. She started bleeding back to back. And this made her develop a kind of, how will I say it? Is it phobia? She became scared, and her joy started draining. A lot of things started happening to her. Her fears, she started feeding her fears with confusion, frustration, and a lot of imaginations, So to her, what could be happening to me? Is it signs of cancer? Is it menopause signs? Is it fibroid? What could be leading to this? She has no answer. But whenever she tried to explain to her husband, all her husband does is that, don't worry, money will soon come, don't worry, money will soon come, things are somehow now. The man will dismiss it with, don't worry, money will come, just be patient and all that. But these are exactly totally, completely different thing. That woman wasn't talking money. She was talking her health, but the husband wasn't listening. The more she tries, the more this man feels that her complaint was because he doesn't really have money now to send to her, and he's getting frustrated. Is it because I'm not having any money now? But the woman is talking her health. She kept trying to pass the message that I am getting scared, that I'm thinking, what if I die? If anything happens to me, what will happen to my children and all that? And you're not here, and a whole lot is happening, but the man just doesn't listen. This woman became so frustrated, irritated, and she concluded that, well, the husband actually would not help her. And in trying to say that, the hubby got so angry and was like, okay, yeah, I can see that your money, your love is tied to a lot, and maybe because you're talking like this, that means there's another man somewhere or somebody you think you can go and get from another. You tell a woman whose health is declining, who doesn't know what's happening to her, who doesn't even know what to do, and who needed to confide to you, all this kind of a thing. It got so bad, and the woman's mental health was just shattering. She just severed out communication to save her life, to actually save her mental health. And she decided, okay, now let's look at herself. She decided to look at herself as in she's alone, and then what's next? Try to fight for her life, to save her life. Why did I share this story of these people? Because most times men will notice a change in the attitude of a woman, but will not notice their behavior that caused it. Most times a man will swear that a woman have changed overnight without realizing that he has been the one changing her for months. Most times you see men notice that, that a woman has stopped smiling like she used to do, or had withdrawn all her energies, and without noticing that the man drained those energies and smiles first. A man will notice that, a woman has built up walls, but will forget that that same man laid the brick by brick, with his insensitivity. Yeah, this old misleading philosophy that men can set rules for everyone except for themselves is actually doing a whole lot of havoc and all that. When you come across this kind of cases, what will you advise? What will you say? Because all that woman was actually looking for was not money. How many millions can you give to a woman who doesn't understand the changes in her health, who is scared, who thinks she could die, and all that? How many millions could you give? All that woman wanted is for you to step down from your high horse, drop your ego, remove yourself first, and look into what the woman was trying to say to understand. But that's, by the way, that's for them. But what am I here for? Because it is time to move from rhetoric to results. That's why we must rise to the challenges using our powerful platform like I am doing now. We need to talk. We need to say the truth the way it is. We need to share stories that actually help us to understand the kind of life that we're living, and to understand that there are so many doctrines and philosophies and orientations that are not worth it. People need to change. People need to understand that it's no longer you. You see, legacy, legacy is not something you just leave in a bank. No. Legacy is something that echoes, really screams, even when you're no longer speaking or talking. That's what legacy means. And we need to actually apply maturity in most of the things that we hear. It's not just having one particular orientation and belief and lifestyle and thinking, okay, yeah, my great-grandfather did it this way. My grandfather did it this way. That is no longer the norm in this our recent world. Enter the internet. So many doctrines, so many messages, so many preachers, so many teachers, so many, and they're being dumped on the same people who some can sit down and wallow everything, gallop everything, swallow everything, and is acting on it, thinking that they're right. We need maturity, like I said, to tackle all this misleading philosophy. And what kind of maturity are we talking about? Because maturity is in different phases. The maturity we need now is to respect the past. We need maturity to respect the past and to respect the present as well. We need to. And in respecting both the past and the present, you will understand that the past is in the past, and you will respect to keep the past in the past. And you will accept the fact that the past has done its work. So you burn your energy now in trying to do what something with the lessons you've learned from whatever has happened in the past. All those doctrines, all those things that had come, you need to sit down and decipher it. Ask for spirit of discernment, because you need your own maturity to sieve them, to know the ones you can take, to know the ones you can do, to know the ones you can adopt, and to know the ones you can drop completely. Because there is the time for you to use those lessons in building a great today. Because whatever you build today is going to enter into your tomorrow. And if you focus on today with the best ideology, with the best orientation, with the best information, with the best knowledge, and with the grace of God, your tomorrow will be fantastic. That's what I'm saying here. You may not control all the events that happen, but you can decide not to allow them reduce you. You can decide not to allow them, sink you. You can decide what to do with them in order for you to raise your head. Raise your head well and be the best you can be. Do you understand? Yeah, this woman's case actually touched me. It touched me. And I decided to share it. And because I know that every time we sit, we judge. A lot of people listen to judge. A lot of people listen not to hear. A lot of people have the kind of pain that they are going through, and that what blocks their eardrum. They don't listen to another person. They keep comparing. But there are times you hear the pains of people, you will drop your own first. The ability to learn to drop your own pain so that you can listen to another person's pain without letting yourself interfere. Yes, you may be going through a lot, but there's not a competition. You're not competing with anybody. You are trying to help another person, and there's no way you can help if you don't listen to understand. There's no way you can give the right advice if you don't put yourself in the shoes of that person to be able to say, oh, I can understand. And there's no way you can use money to quantify a declining health of another fellow human being. There's nothing. Money has no role to play, because there are times if you have good health, you enjoy your money. If you don't have good health, millions will be in front of you and they will be pissing you off. So everything is not about money. When health is involved, money is the last thing anybody can think about. Do you understand? And then, what is it that you're listening to? Who are you listening to? Who is talking to you? Who are you sitting down on your television to watch? Which channel are you always going to? What are they saying? Who is the person talking? What are you allowing yourself to swallow? Because it matters a lot. It matters a lot. And if you're not sure of what you're getting, and if you change your life and it's changing based on the doctrine that is being fed, you need to change the game. You need to change, flip your channel. You need to run. Because let me tell you something. What you have at hand that makes you happy is the only thing. You see, your joy, you see, your peace of mind, you can fight for it with anything. When I sit and wonder and see people play with what they feel matters to them more. How can you joke with what matters? How can you joke with something that is precious to you? How can you say you love something so much and you're not paying attention to what that thing is crying and screaming for? That is not an orientation. That is not a life. So I don't know those is affect, because every topic is not for everybody. There are people every topic is meant for. If you listen, if it's for you, then you will know. Because if I could have that case, if I could treat that case, if that case could come, then so many other families are going through that way. But then, a man, you need to really learn to listen to your woman. A woman, you need to listen. If anyone is crying, let another person pay attention. You must not use what you think. It's not about what you think now. It's about the reality. And what is the truthful reality that is facing? Then you need to understand. And if you understand, everybody will be okay. Now it's time to discard a lot of traditional rooted orientations, because they are misleading. They are misleading. The philosophies are no longer rhyming. They are not. You see, I keep talking about 10 Commandments, because you see this life, when you go through 10 Commandments, There are so many. There are so many mistakes one will never make. There are so many things one will never enter into, because every single thing is embedded in that 10 commandments. We chose not to. The laws, the rules, the regulations, and all that, go and then all of them are tied to the 10 commandments. And if you doubt it, go back and do an in-depth analysis on the 10 commandments and see that if you really pay attention to it, there's a lot that you don't need anybody to tell you. Do unto others what you want them to do to you. Feel the pains of others. Wear their shoes before you condemn, before you judge, before you decide you know it all, before you want to know, before you discard the pain of another person, before you commonize and camouflage and remove the cry of another person, before you say it doesn't matter, before you water it down. Have you experienced it? Are you the person? Somebody may appear strong, appear brave, but the person may be dying slowly. Will you understand? Do you listen? Do you hear? Bragado is not alive. Some people are meant to, keep pushing, but this is how slump and die is coming every single day, because they keep pushing. They want to impress. They keep doing, because nobody is listening. Nobody is hearing their cry. Nobody. They cry under the rain, because so that nobody will see their tears. But if you have opportunity of having somebody tell you, this is what I'm going to, pay attention, because every single day is precious in the life of people. And if you love something, fight for that thing. Fight for that thing to stay alive, and fight and take peace of mind. Like I said, I did not actually come here to talk too much, but then the misleading philosophies are much, and I need us to actually sieve whatever it is that enters into our ear. Before we do, my daddy will always tell you to be careful what you allow yourself see and what you allow yourself hear, because by the time you're hearing them, you have strength. You can just say, no, it's not for me. You can talk, you can defend. Oh yeah, but when you lie down on the bed in the night, when you're defenseless, the things will creep back when you can no longer, and they will take hold, and they will form opinion, and they will form something you may not be able to fight. Okay, so be careful what you allow enter your eardrum. This is my message for us today. However it is, that's what it is. Okay, so remember to always subscribe to my channel, Be Inspired with Buzopat. Follow me really at Instagram, Be Inspired with ambassador.buzo, TikTok, Be Inspired with Buzopat, Facebook, Be Inspired with Buzo, and Moment of Truth with Buzopat, different channels. You can follow my page as well in Facebook, Honorable Ambassador Buzopat to Sigwe, and DM me as usual. So many cases. How many are we going to talk about? It looks like magic. It looks somehow when we talk about it, but a lot of people are going through a lot. And everybody's pain is different. Everybody's stories are different. Different stories. Different categories of pain. It may not mean something, but it means something to the person who is actually going through it. However casual it looks. Peace be unto you. Love you all. Bye. It's next week. Thank you.